What's going on, guys? It's your boy TipDik, and today I've got a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's Shadow Mewtwo's Thunder Reset in POKKEN Tournament. And this is something that pretty much, like, I've literally never seen another Shadow Mewtwo player do, like, ever, but I actually think it's really good. And so I'm going to explain the layers of this and how it works, and why I think it's so good. Basically, the idea behind the Thunder Reset is, like, it's an Okazemi option. So whenever you get a hard knockdown, you can go for this, and you basically use Thunder plus, like, you use Thunder to beat their wake up option. And this is good because, like, while it's coming down, you're able to be actionable and perform another action at the same time to cover a whole lot of options. Basically is why it's good. And so I'll show you kind of what it looks like. And see, that's the basic version. Is you knock them down, you Thunder, and then you go for Psywave Vortex. And it's really good because, like, first of all, if they just wake up, if they get hit by it, then the Thunder has so much hit stun that it just combos into the Vortex and it's fine. And if they want to attack, then the Thunder comes out before their attack would come out. If they want to grab, same thing. Only now you get, like, well, that was a misinput, but you get the idea. Only you get a critical hit with that. And if they counterattack, they can counter the Thunder, but then they get hit by the Vortex. And, like, if they do an early counterattack, then they don't beat the counter frames of our Vortex. And if they charge their counterattack, then Vortex is a piercing move, so it's going to beat their counter anyway. So it pretty much breaks the main, like, attacking triangle. And if they block it, oops, wrong thing. So if you have them block it, and then let's say they want to block and try to grab you. Oh, wait, I messed that up. If you time it right, they won't be able to grab you. Let me try it again. Oops. So block and grab. So if you time it correctly, then you're in the air whenever their grab comes out, and you still hit them. And like, it also beats normal attack and grab, so I may as well just show you that too while I'm at it. And then say block and normal attack. So it beats that, and stand still. And then we make them block and then counterattack. And we pierce. So you can see it, like, beats standard wake up options, and it just forces them to, like, have to block on their wake up. Okay? And you might think at first that this is like a fraudulent thing. Like, why would you go for this? Because you have to use 30 health in order to Thunder, and it only does 25 chip damage. And they can clearly see anytime that you're going for it, and just always block, and then, like, try to beat your Vortex afterwards. And so, like, on the surface, it might seem like it's better to just take the time to charge up a level 3 Vortex so that you get frame advantage and you can go from there. But I don't necessarily think that's true, because I think there are more layers to the mix-up if you do the Thunder Reset. So I'm going to talk about some of those layers. So you get the knockdown, and let's say that they want to block it. You can just grab them, and Thunder has, like, a shitload of block stun, so you have frame advantage after the Thunder. And it's pretty much the same as having the frame advantage off of the level 3 Vortex, but it has, like, a lot less self damage is one thing, and it's kind of more ambiguous in my opinion. And this also has the benefit of, like, pretty much just also beating them if they wake up and attack or grab or counterattack. This beats that too. So I'll the counterattack is the notable option here, so I'm going to show that. So you beat them if they do that. So in order for them to get around this thunder reset, like pretty much they have to block the thunder. Well, they have to do two things. They can either wake up, counterattack, dash cancel backwards, which gets beaten by the grab mix-up if you want to go for that. Or they have to wake up, grab, and then after they wake up and they block, and then after they block the thunder, they have to decide whether or not you're going to grab them or vortex and either continue to block or go for an attack. And thunder, I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's like +8, I want to say, or something like that. So if they try to attack, they pretty much have to commit to one of these moves that always beat grab. Otherwise, I'll show you what happens. One of those happens to where like they can break free, but they don't actually punish you. But either way, you have the vortex grab mix up, and you force them to have to block. So it gives you a lot of layers to this, to where they have to guess right a lot of times. And even if they do block the vortex, then you have the option to teleport away, or side strike, or guard, and you can't really cover all those options at the same time. So it like pretty much makes a situation where they have to guess right a lot of times in a row. And there's even another layer to this mix-up on top of all of that I'm going to try and show you right now. And I have to be really on top of both my spacing and timing for this to work. But let's see. We'll say block. Hang on, let me try that one more time. There we go. So what happens there is that normally you're not able to block an opponent, or you're not able to grab an opponent who's in block stun. See? And so if you go for the thunder early, which was hard to set up just off of this raw slide, if you go for the thunder early, then what happens is they wake up and they put up their shield, but you're able to grab them in the time when normally they would be trying to shield the thunder. And so that is another layer to the mix-up. And if like they know, for one thing, the opponent's probably not going to be able to tell whether you go for it early or not, especially if they don't play Shadow Mewtwo, because of like how much time there is in between casting the thunder and actually coming down. Most people just aren't going to know the timing. But if they do know the timing and they see that you're going for it early, then you still have the mix-up of like going for vortex instead of grabbing. So it's like just really, it gives you so many options to try and beat your opponent without getting punished too hard. So it's really good. So now I want to talk about like the ways that you can set this up. And I think because you're able to beat your opponent's knockdown by doing this thunder reset, then you should be trying to craft combos that result in a hard knockdown, even if you have to sacrifice a little bit of damage in your combo to do so, because like to get the reset, it's going to add so much more damage than like just continuing out a full combo due to damage scaling in the game just being a bitch basically. So let me show you this is probably going to be the most common and easy setup for this, is off the pillar combo. You do double pillar, jump forward thunder, and then wait, jump forward, thunder, reset. You know, and there's something important to mention about this. The important thing to note about this is that whenever you do your pillar combos, it does 10 hits, right? And if you throw out the pillar and then you throw out another one before the first one is done, it'll like erase the original pillar for the second to come out. And this is really important. You actually really want to throw out the second pillar early, because if so anytime the combo counter in POKKEN Tournament reaches 21, no matter how many phase points you've added, it'll always phase shift back into field phase. And so if you hit him with 2 pillars and then a thunder, that's 21 hits. So it'll phase shift. So you have to throw out your second pillar early, basically, in order to get this setup to work. And that 20 hit is the max you can do. Okay, so the second setup I want to talk about, in which you can get a hard knockdown, is with Flamethrower. And so basically the combo is like just Flamethrower into Sweep, and then you get the reset and all that. But sometimes, especially if you're doing it off a jump back, you won't be in range to actually get the Sweep. So what you have to do is like a Flamethrower loop, I guess you would say. So you jump back, Flamethrower, air dash, Flamethrower, and then Sweep. And the instant air dash is very important, otherwise it's gonna look like it's not gonna work. You see, you're gonna be too high. And if you are in range to hit the Sweep, just go for that instead of the second Flamethrower, because it only adds 6 more damage to the combo, 116 as opposed to 110, and it takes 30 of your health to do. So it's not really worth going for the double Flamethrower, except for in the fact that it just looks really fancy. So that's the second setup. So next, you can get it off of Earthquake, and so that all went by very fast. So let me explain like quickly what it is. Pretty much you go Earthquake into 6x, jump cancel, air dash, jump Y, reflect Flamethrower, and then you land, and then you jump forward and thunder. So I'll put it all together again for you guys. The timing on the air dash is and the jump Y is like a little bit difficult whenever you first start out, so you're going to have to practice that one. And so there's another variant of this with the cross-up Earthquake, which I believe you still can do the one I showed you. Yeah, you can still do that one, but there's a way to get more damage off of it on the cross-up, and it's going to be using the 6Y. I'll show you what it looks like. And so it's the combo is cross-up Earthquake, 6Y, dash forward, then wait for the multi-hits, Miracle Eye enhance, and then use this shitty 4Y for timing, or sorry, 4X for timing, so that your Sweep hits at the right time. And this is really important, because if you hit your Sweep too early, then they're gonna get an air recovery instead of the hard knockdown. And if you do it too late, then they're just gonna fall on the ground and you can't hit them until they get back up. And so I think this is like some kind of bug in the game or something, where it gives you like just 1 or 2 little frames as they're falling from a juggle to be able to get the grounded hit. But we take advantage of this. And so I'll show you one more time. And so that's what that looks like. And I think that's all the... There may be some setup that I missed, but that's pretty much most of the main ways that I get thunder resets. So if you play Shadow Mewtwo, you should definitely incorporate this into your gameplay, because it's super good in my opinion. Go ahead and like this video if you like it, and subscribe if you want to see more POKKEN tournament tutorials going forward. I'll see you guys later.